if there's anything that you say from this point on, this is where we judge you. So here's what I gotta say. This is the one. I lied to her listeners. I told her this was gonna be nice and easy. Now I'm gonna hit her with the hard stuff. Paris, okay. If you had an opportunity to get $500 million, or you could help 20 families here in Austin, what you gonna take?
I'm gonna take the $500 million. I'm gonna use it towards my tuition, and then with the rest of the money, I'll give it to the families.
Okay. See, I thought I was gonna mess you up there, and you fell for it. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay to want for yourself. What you do with the money, nobody knows what you're gonna do with that money. You can help more than 20 families.
Yeah.
But sometimes we want to fake. I was just trying to see if you was going fake and be like, oh, I want to help the families. Come on, man. You know you want that money.
Yeah. I don't know why people do that. It's because it's like in college, I've also learned like it's you for yourself. Like you have to do for yourself.
Whenever you're on a plane, Paris, what's the first thing they tell you? In the event of an emergency, there's going to be oxygen mask. It's going to fall from the ceiling. Put it on yourself first before you try to help others. Don't nobody complain about that. We know that to be pretty smart. Take care of yourself first so you can help someone else.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But I like you didn't even hesitate. The best part about that is we know what kind of a person you are. So you're not you don't mess around. You don't tiptoe around it. You don't walk on eggshells. You seem pretty authentic. Let me tell you, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do unapologetically. Would that be a good review?
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. They tell me even like I could be lost and they'll be like, you just look like you know where you're going. I'm like, I don't know how, but I'm lost right
now. What is your dream car?
That's really crazy because like my boyfriend, he asked me that yesterday, but my dream car is I like Jeeps. And I have a Jeep now, but I want a Jeep Wrangler. I want it to be all black, and I want it to have red interior.
Oh, man, I like that. You got that strawberry interior. Okay, I like it. You know, I'm surprised, especially because I was telling you I was in the military. Man, we all buy Jeeps. I'm surprised I never bought one.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready? Nope. For a long journey where our podcast released a new epi, searching for a fade fiend, new fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones, they gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, text some friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talk your wisdom out.
Welcome in, everyone. Episode 144, Weekend with Paris. With our guest, Paris Blade. Paris, hold on. We about to start this off on a bad foot. Why are you giving me the fake name, Paris Blade? Girl, what are you trying to be an action hero? That ain't your real name, is it?
No, that's my real name.
Your last name really is Blade, like a knife. Blade. That is the most awesome thing ever. Paris, come on now. Tell me that there's a comic book, there's a superhero. What do you do with a last name like that? I'm impressed.
I don't know. It's actually crazy because I remember going to the hospital and this lady was like, you have a very Caucasian name. And I was like, and I always have to correct people too. I'm like, not Blake, it's Blade.
What about? I bet they call you Blades too a lot, don't they? Mm-hmm. Man, why do we do that? We've been messing that. It's already nice the way it is. Okay, so where did the parents get the Paris from? I gotta know, where'd the Paris come from?
It was from my dad. Yeah, he just wanted us to be all city names. So my sister, her name is Phoenix. Yeah.
And he did another P.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Pop. Yo, where is your dad from? I want to know about this.
He's from Germany. Like, he was born in Germany.
Yo, I was born in Germany.
For real?
Yeah, I was born in Nuremberg. Where do you remember where he was born?
He was born in Landstuhl. He was born on the army base, yeah.
Landstuhl. I know it well. Yeah. All right. Man, I'm gonna holler at your pops, man. We gonna sprechen Sie Deutsch. Does he speak German? Did he
No, no.
remember? That's all right.
He was everywhere like as a kid.
That's all right. I'll take him back to the motherland.
Wait,
Yo,
you can speak German?
yeah. Yeah. That's how you say yes. Yeah. Ich spreche Deutsch. I really like it. It's not my number one language. Russian is my number one. But that's because right now I'm really focusing on Russian. The majority of my life I spoke a lot of German, but lately I've been working on Russian. I've been trying to dive into Russian so much. I don't do as much German as I used to. I lived there as a kid, and then I did live there as an adult for 3 years. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, he has not been back since. That's crazy though.
Oh, he got to go back, and you should go back too with him. Yo, when I lived in Germany, I could drive to Paris faster than I could drive to New Orleans right now. I mean, it was like 4 hours. That ain't bad
at all.
And you know what? I think he would have been closer if he goes back to see Landstuhl. I want to say he's about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours away. I just have to check that. But okay, man, that's cool. Hey, enough about your dad. Your dad's stealing your shine like that. Yo, Phoenix though. What does she think about Paris? Like, is she want Paris and you want Phoenix? Y'all both happy with it? What's her feeling about it?
When she was younger, she didn't like the name because she felt like it was a boy name. It wasn't like feminine.
Oh.
But now she loves her name, actually. I don't know.
I love it.
I always liked my name.
I like them both. I've never met a person named Phoenix, so I like it. I like. I'm a comic book fan, so of course, if you're a comic book fan, Phoenix is huge to you. So I'm sure there's a whole bunch of geeky nerds that come up to her all the time, like, yo.
No, but there's actually somebody else on the soccer team named Phoenix too.
On your soccer team?
I ever met. Yeah.
What are the chances of that? I ain't met one, and you know at least two. I don't get that. I mean, you live. Oh, they follow you. The Phoenixes rise from the ashes and follow Paris Blade. All right, okay. So let's go back to something else then. What's the number one city you want to go visit? And I'm assuming you haven't made it to Paris yet. But what's the number one city you want to visit?
Surprisingly, it's not Paris because I don't know. I just don't want. That's never been a hype for me. Oh. But I don't really have a city. It's more like a state that I love. I don't have like a city like I need to visit because I've kind of been like traveled a lot. Yeah. But like I love the state of Florida. I just love Florida. Oh. Yeah. I like Colorado too. That's number 2.
Yo, those are good ones. Those are really good ones. You been to the top of a mountain in Colorado yet?
Yeah.
Okay. You did any skiing or snowboarding in Colorado?
No, but we did like we picked berries and stuff. Like we would see people on the side of the road selling like fruit and stuff, like nuts. Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved Colorado. I go to Colorado a lot. Matter of fact, now I think about it now, especially now that I live here in Texas. I'm not from Texas, but I go to Colorado a lot. I used to live in Florida though. All right. In Florida, this is where we're going to learn something about you. What's your favorite city in Florida? You got to choose. I know you said you giving me states, but I got to find out what your number one city is in Florida. I know.
I'm going to say, I can tell you the one I don't like the most. Like, it's not for somewhere I would want to like live, and that's Miami because it's expensive. I liked it for spring break and stuff, but like, other than that, no. I would not live there.
Paris, all my Miami fans, they mad now. And I think I only got 2 Miami fans as of today. But, yo, you live in the 10th largest city in America. Austin has more $1 million homes than any other city.
Yeah, but I'm from Dallas. Here. I'm from Dallas. I like Dallas better.
So I couldn't shake you though. I thought I could shake you. I was trying to take up for Miami, but nah, You and I having it.
Yeah, Dallas. A lot of our homes, like my dad, he lives on like a good amount of acres of land, and his home is $800,000. But here,
Yeah.
that would probably be like 2 million.
Oh, no doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, whoa. See, now you know why your dad gotta be so interesting. Parents, now we gotta talk about your papa right quick. What he got out there? What he doing with that land? He a rancher? He driving ATVs like every day. What he doing with that land?
So my dad, he's actually a retired NFL player. He played for the Cowboys. Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is Willie Blade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have heard of him. I have. All right, well that's cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm all mad. Because you told us something, and then Dad came in, and he was kind of interested. And you told us something, Dad came back in. That is like really interesting. But you know what? We ain't talking about your papa. No more of this podcast. Shoot,
I mean,
man.
he is one of the most interesting people in my lives. He is. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't do that, Paris. Don't do that. You're gonna bring us back to him. We're trying to get you. Yo, I'm curious though. Did he put a football in your hand? Even like flag football. He might have said, "We're gonna do some powder puff, or we're gonna do some flag." If it wasn't gonna be tackle, did he try to push you towards it?
He actually loves me being in soccer. Like, he wanted me to be a goalie. I did come into college as a goalie, but now I play more on the field. But he likes me as a goalie, and he always kind of pushed me. Like, when I play soccer, even as a goalie, like be first, be first. Like, that's how my dad is.
So let me say, how tall is your dad?
Like about 6'3", 6'4".
How tall are you?
5'8". Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's not a bad size for a goalie. I mean, you would
Yeah.
rather have a 5'8" lady than a 5'4" or 5'3".
Yeah.
So how tall is y'all's goalie now?
She's almost about my height. She's probably like 5'7", 5'6". Yeah, she's about right about my height.
Bro, you better stay away from that goal. Don't be messing around over there. You know how everybody wants to play the position they not. Don't be messing around over there showing coach you know how to dive. You got some hand-eye coordination.
Oh no, I was the goalie at the beginning of the season. I was.
Oh, how'd you do?
I did good, but it was like he already knew who he wanted. Like, he already had, because he brought back the old goalie too. So he already knew who he wanted, and then he saw me on the field, and he liked me better on the field. So he just put me as that.
When I lived in Houston, I played a lot of pickup soccer. I mean, it's a great city for soccer. Like every
Did you
part.
play with the Africans?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. A lot of Mexicanos, a lot of Salvadoreños. I mean, if they got some O's in it, I done played. And I know we don't say Africanos, but I got them all. I play with them all. But I'm gonna tell you this though. Once or twice, I'm a fast runner, so I got to be on that field normally. Mm-hmm. But this couple times, I remember the first time some people told me to go play goalie, and I thought, I'm a good athlete, so we nice with this. I'm about to shut it down. Nope, harder than I thought, because there's a little bit of traffic in front of you, and all of a sudden that ball comes squirting out or firing out, and you're like, oh, it's going over there, and I don't even know if you're gonna make it. And that day, Paris, your boy ain't making a lot. Newfound respect for goalies.
I tell people, like, as a goalie, you have to have confidence. You have to have like you have to have an eye on the ball at all times. Like, being a goalie, it's not what everybody thinks. Like, they just think, oh, you just sit there and block the ball. But nah. Because it was a lot. I had to give up my body sometimes. Like,
yo, you have to. You got, man. There's always a couple times you might get a little fingernail on it. If you dive, you just might get you just got to divert it. And then you got to do a burpee. You got to get up as quick as possible and get back to it. So, you got me. Nah, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to say it. You got me ready to go out and play goalie right now. Nope. I learned my lesson. Messing with that no more. Not to mention, this couple times I dived and I didn't get it. It ain't no worse feeling than giving it all up and then realizing Now you missed that. So
Yeah,
that when you brush yourself off, you got to get the ball out the net. That's the worst feeling.
it
Ugh.
is.
I
You
felt
just
like
feel
I
like a
was,
failure.
yeah, like I felt like I was letting everybody down. I was like, dang. I mean, they could have put anybody else back here. I guess they thought I was gonna be able to do it, and I'm not. That's I wish you wouldn't have reminded me of that, Paris. Just for that, we're gonna talk about your dad. No, I'm joking. Yo, what other sports did you play though? Because if you were a soccer player at 5'8", that means your wind is good. So I know basketball wanted you. I bet volleyball wanted to give you some love. You from Dallas, so it's a bunch of athletes, but you can't coach
Yeah.
height. And then I'm gonna say track probably wanted you to maybe do some shot put or oh, check me out. Did I impress you just now?
Yeah.
So what happened when you started rolling through high school? What sports did you end up doing?
So it all started in like middle school. So seventh grade was the year we could all start playing. And in seventh grade, I was playing volleyball. And then when volleyball season was over, they put you in Dallas schools. They're like, okay, when this sport is over, everybody from this sport is going to this sport, and everybody from this sport is going. So it was like nonstop. So I played all of the sports, and then they tried to make me run long distance, and then I was like, no. And then they put me as a thrower, and I actually won like the district for in middle school.
Oh,
And then yeah, but when I got to high school, I was like, I tried to do throwing, and I was like, oh, this is not middle school anymore. Like,
they caught
yeah,
up with you.
yeah, my legs they were too weak, and then I was more focused on soccer because I was also in club. I was in club in elementary as well, so from elementary all the way up to high school, and so and then freshman year came, I transferred schools because I went to DeSoto High School, and I
Oh,
always was in the DeSoto district, and that's like
yeah.
a big like sports like district.
Oh, I
So
know about it.
yeah, so I had to transfer. I transferred to Red Oak my freshman year, and I played volleyball. And volleyball, that's when like it was really like it was a wake up call because it was like, okay, there's more. Like they taught me more, and there was more white people there than black people like at DeSoto.
Yeah.
And the coaches, they were really nice and supportive. They helped me. They were very patient with me. And then after that, I went to basketball, and I'm not gonna lie, it was like the coaches in volleyball, I didn't want to make it a race thing, but they were white and they were very patient with me. They were nice. And then I had a basketball coach, and she was so mean. Like, and it made me not love basketball anymore. Like she wasn't patient. She always had a problem about something. And I was only a freshman, and I stopped playing basketball after that year. And then I moved on to soccer. And I love soccer there, and I still played club soccer as well. And then after that, I moved back to DeSoto,
Oh.
and that's when I did shot put again, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't. So then I still continued to play volleyball and soccer, and I stopped playing volleyball my junior year, and
Yeah.
then I just continued with soccer.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you had an opportunity to dive in volleyball, because when you were playing soccer at that time, were you a goalie when you were playing club and in school?
Mm-hmm.
So dive for the ball in volleyball, diving for
Yeah.
the ball as a goalie. I mean, you like a judo master. Like you know how to fall without
Yeah.
hurting yourself.
I was a actually because when I went to Red Oak, I was an outside hitter in the middle because I'm tall, so I had the height for that. But then my coach, she would see like, oh, she gets to the ball, like she dives, so she put me as a DS and a libero.
Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't that rare for someone that's 5'8"?
yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
maybe in college, it's not really because in college, when you get older, like height is a big thing.
Yeah. Oh, so we had a few people I know that I know that have coached and have gone on to play volleyball in the college level. was there any point where you kind of thought about that? Or
Yeah, there
so
was.
you were interested, huh?
Yeah, I was. But it was like I was so deep into soccer. I was like, no, I'm gonna
Yeah,
just stick with this.
yeah. No, I get that. Sometimes I know some people at some point have to make that decision on a sport. You have to make the decision to specialize. That's a hard decision. I got a little lucky in high school. They let us play a couple sports at the same time. Our coaches got along. A lot of people don't get that. Here in Texas, sometimes you don't get that, especially with football being king. Yeah, that's tough. All right.
I remember actually, like, not to cut you off, but
Yeah,
I remember it was so hard, like, for me to watch volleyball games because I was
yeah.
like, dang, like, I could play. Like,
Uh-huh.
it was so hard. It was hard for me to just even play around with people in volleyball because it was like I would just remember my routine of getting up and going to volleyball practice. Yeah.
I'm going to stay on high school just for a little bit longer. It's senior year. You just got your lunch tray from the lunch line. If you brown bagged it, don't worry about it. Stay with me here. Now that you got your tray of food, senior year, what table was you sitting at?
Oh, senior year, I used to leave. I'm not gonna lie. I used to skip lunch. Like I used to walk around, or I'll go sit in my car or something.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's better that way. I will admit, you got your music. You can bump your music loud and listen to whatever you want. You can have some screen time on your phone, and you ain't got to worry about anybody bugging you because you can't sit in the cafeteria on your phone. Somebody gonna come up and talk to you. They see that you focused. And they always want to talk there. What's that about? I don't know, man. So, okay. So then, are we saying you're a little bit of an introvert and to yourself kind of person?
Uh, I'm gonna say I'm a extroverted introvert because when I'm around people, like, yeah, like I'm loud, I'm laughing, but if I don't really know you, it takes me a minute sometimes to warm up to you. And if
Yeah.
I catch the vibe, like, oh, she's not really with my vibe, I'm like, okay, I kind of don't talk. And that was a big thing for me this year because a lot of people, like the soccer team, they thought, oh, she's kind of like standoffish, like she doesn't really talk, like, but that wasn't the thing. It was just like I have to warm up, and they weren't on my agenda, like my vibe. So I was like, okay, this is just not my people. Like I still love y'all, support y'all, everything soccer. Like it was just like socially wise, there it's just not for me. Yeah,
Oh
and that was
no,
a really
I
big
understand
thing.
that. No, that's a real statement / evaluation. You could force it. Just because we are teammates doesn't mean we got to be sweet mates and best friends on campus. Because we come from all over the world in some cases, especially since you play soccer.
Yeah,
Well, we would never hang out in any other. Why would we force it?
yeah,
What matters is how we play together as a team. Nobody asks you, yo, are you in center field? That center fielder, y'all hanging out today? Nah.
yeah.
No one wants to know that. We could care less. What we want to know is, yo, you had a pass and you overshot that person. What you gonna do about that? I mean, that's what we want to know. So, what's the
Exactly.
best part of your game, and what position do you play on the Huston Tilloston soccer team? For those who don't know, so what is the best part of your game, and what position do you play?
I play center back. At the end of last season, he was putting me as forward and stuff in midfield, but as an official position is center back. And my favorite part is like I like to be physical, and yeah, I just like to be physical. I love being physical. Like that's just
Wait.
me.
Just because your dad played in the NFL don't mean you got to play in the NFL. Yeah, tackling and bumping, and you 5'8" too, so you bringing something with it. You used to do a little shot put. You could
Yeah.
grab somebody's head and get off me, girl. No, that's cool. I always wonder if people just know how tough soccer is. I think the only thing we give soccer players here in America respect for is being good runners, but
Yeah.
you gotta the upper body game needs to be nice so you can keep your little distance, keep a little positioning against someone. You got to lean. You got to be able to box out. I think that matters. What's the header game looking like? You being 5'8", you ever get any chances to jump up, be a tree amongst them all, knock some headers?
Yeah, I actually had the ball a lot, like a lot. Even last year during high school season, I
Yeah.
did a lot of headers, a lot, like to the point where I was getting headaches.
Is dag.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you think it's not necessarily just the height, but do you think it's from your background of basketball and volleyball, and you know the air up there, you know about trying to get the ball at its highest point in volleyball, in basketball. If you want that rebound, you don't let it come to you. You got to go get it. Do you think that's what you're bringing to soccer?
See, I never thought about that actually, but it could play a part, but I never thought about that.
Yep. Ball awareness. I'm a youth sports coach, and I know those are two of the big things. I coach volleyball. I coach basketball. I coach just about everything. But yeah, you got to attack that ball. You got to go get it. So in basketball, what position were you playing then?
I was a forward, a power
Yeah.
forward,
Okay.
a post. Yeah, that's what it's called, a post.
Yeah,
Like, there
because
are so many different names for it.
oh yeah, there is. You were. I'm gonna say you were second tallest on your team, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yep. Come on. Do I know my sports? Do I know my sports here? I'm just nailing this. All right. So you grew up in Dallas. For people who don't know anything about Dallas, tell us a little bit about it. What do you think of Dallas since you spent so much time there? So is this a place you're gonna go back and retire at and live there for the rest of your life? Like, help us learn about Dallas.
Okay, no shade to Dallas, but I love Dallas,
Uh-huh.
and it makes me like living here makes me appreciate it because like our school, for example, it's a HBCU, but my high school was more of a HBCU because there were so many like black people. Like here, there's more internationals and stuff. And I appreciate that because it's like I'm getting exposed to that and I love that. But I would definitely not retire in Dallas because it was like I was there my whole life. I'll go
Yeah.
visit. But no, I feel like in Dallas, you have to have tough skin. And a lot of people who live there stay there. And I don't want to be a part of that. But in Dallas, you really do have to have tough skin, especially coming into like our programs, like sports programs. You have to be ready. Like, you have to be you have to be aggressive. You have to want it. You have to it's really a lot. It's the top competition to me, honestly.
Y'all
Yeah.
got athletes on top of athletes on top of athletes out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I've taken some athletes up from this our Austin area up there to Dallas. I've had some success, but yo, I tell them we got to bring our A game. This isn't 3A, 4A down here.
Yeah. Most of the
It's
people from my high school came out of like high school with a scholarship, even if it was from a JUCO, they
yep.
came out with a athletic scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even doubt that. So then let's talk a little about that. How did we get you in Austin? Of all the places in all the world, how did we get you? And did you ever consider leaving Texas?
Yes, I actually did. So it's kind of like a coincidence. So last year, my school was like, I was actually planning on going into the Air Force, but my
Oh,
school was like, hey, we're going on a field trip. And my mom, she called me. She was like, I signed you up for this field trip. You're leaving in the morning. I'm like, okay. And she was like, it's called Huston Tilloston. I'm like, okay. And I thought we were going to Houston, Texas. A lot of people think that.
yeah.
And then I get on the bus and I wake up and we're in Austin. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but it's called Houston, Tillotson. And then they're like, yeah, a lot of people get that mixed up, yada, yada. And we're just touring the campus. We're walking around. And I was kind of just, I don't know. Because I wasn't really talking to the people that were on the trip. So I veered off and I saw one of the soccer girls and I was like, hey, I play soccer and I was wondering if y'all had like any openings, like I want to try out. And she was like, hey, here's my coach's number. And I took it, I texted him, I sent him some highlights, and then he was sending me like ID camps. And I came to the ID camps, and my dad, we were here and we were like, yeah, Austin is nice. Because we started, after the ID camp, we just drove around. We were like, yeah, this is nice. Like, we like the place. The school, I didn't really get to see much of the school, but like the soccer field, when I first tried out, I was like, I liked the vibes. I liked what was going on. So that's what brought me here, to be honest.
Got her. We got her. That's really all that matters. We got you now. We got the Queen of Dallas. So then, if you had a chance to come here to our school, thank you for coming to Huston Tillotson. Thank you for coming to Austin. How did we get to the decision of what you were going to major in? How'd that come about?
So my mom, she didn't really want me to go to college, but I was like, I was having senioritis, and I was like, the Air Force, like I felt like that was signing my life away. And that's still an option, but it's like, I wasn't ready for that coming out of high school. I was kind of like nervous. So she was like, okay, well, if you go to college, don't pick a dumb major. Not saying anybody else's major is dumb, but she was like, pick a major, like they need you. Because, when COVID happened, she was like, a lot of people lost their jobs except for tech people because everybody needed technology. So my mom was like, do tech. And I was like, okay. And so I picked computer information systems. I was going to do computer science, but then I was like, that's a lot of math. So yeah, that was the next best thing to me.
Oh. Athletic and smart. Come on, Paris. Why you bragging, girl? Stop bragging. We just we trying to see if you down to earth. You all up in the class. My name is Paris. You start with that. You got the cool name. All right, hold on now. We're going to bring you back to earth. We're going to bring, because right now, everybody about to turn you off. It's like, she a celebrity. Nobody want to hear about no celebrity. All right, how about this? What is the most embarrassing thing about you? When you laugh, do you snort? Do you miss your mouth a lot when you're eating? Are you clumsy? You naturally like clumsy? Give us something.
I'm gonna say this is probably not even really embarrassing for real, but like at practice, I'm always lost. I never know what's going on.
That's good. That's like me. Man, that's why I had to do individual sports. I ran track.
Yeah, I always need a demo. I raise my hand every time I need a demo. I need a demonstration.
Yo, I don't know how. Like, ask your dad. Like, how them football players remember all these plays? You're like, hey, we're gonna do 6'4", 32 swing left, huh? What we doing? Just tell me where I gotta be. I don't even get that. Yeah, I'm not that tight. But I'm also not a computer information systems. How many robots you done built already, girl?
Oh, none.
How many Alexas have you made already?
Nada.
Okay, all right. Well, you just a freshman. That's gonna come. Yo, did you do any cool stuff like Afrotech was in town? Did you get to make it to that?
I went to something like that. It was a mixer because I didn't make it to the actual Afrotech, but I went to the mixer where there were still some of those companies there. So, yeah.
Okay, so you got to see a little bit of that. I mean, that's a great major in this town. We got Dell, we got Tesla. I mean, you may never leave. Somebody gonna offer you a job right when you're about to graduate, and you ain't going nowhere. I guarantee it. I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I do plan on staying here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not too far from home. When you want to show up, sounds like that might really just be for the family.
Yeah.
But so you have your dad was kind of what we call a military brat, so he was kind of all over. But like, what about your mom? Is she from that area too?
Yeah, she's straight from Oak Cliff.
Oh, yeah.
But she's not ghetto. But she's straight from Oak Cliff.
Well,
I know everybody tries to associate that with ghetto, but yeah.
No, I was going to hold it against her, and I was like, well, why ain't she? What was she doing in Oak Cliff? She ain't talked to nobody. She was dodging all the cookouts. She won't at the spot. She didn't come to the roller skating rink. What your mom? What she got
No.
against us?
Actually, she went to Carter High School. You know the same high school that Shakari Richards
Yeah,
went? Yeah.
yeah. You know, they just
High
named
school.
the track after her.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a big event. I don't know if your mom went to that, but that was just recently, though. In high school, before I get too far away from this, you said that you got senioritis. It doesn't seem like you would end up in college, but you ended up going. Nothing against the military. I served in the military. Matter of fact, I played some sports in the military. When we get done with this, I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But I'm just kind of curious. How do you get? I feel like you would be the type of person that would not do it, but yet here you are. Was there a talk? Was it really just the sport that drew you? Is what it sounded like earlier when you said that.
No, it was like college for me. It's just to prove my mom kind of wrong because my brothers and my cousins, they didn't go to college, and
Yeah.
like they kind of just stayed in Dallas. And she still just thinks, so if you go to the military, like that you have a foundation, more of a foundation. And it's like I want to prove her like I got this.
Oh,
That's kind
yeah.
of how it is. Like I got it. I can do it.
I noticed you got on the Boston shirt. Have you been to Boston?
Oh no.
I used to live there. It is an amazing city. Paris, you got to go visit it. I think you're going to like it. Seriously.
I've been up north, but I don't like up north. I don't like anything really up north.
Hey, you ain't got to move there, Paris. I just want you to just be able to say you did it. You know, that's where the American Revolution started.
Yeah.
When
It's too crowded up there for me. Like I went to New York, I went to Jersey. I don't like it.
Yup. No, look, as a guy who spent a lot of time in New York City, it's a nice place to visit, but I don't want to live there. And it's the exact reason you just said. Talking about athletes on top of athletes that y'all got in Dallas, there's just people on top of people that they got in New York. Yo, I can't do it. That's tough. All right, so for you, here on campus now, computer information systems, what was like one of the biggest things when you were like, this is college? Like, when did it hit you that I'm actually in college? I'm actually doing this?
It was like so the first day they dropped me off, I cried because I was like, dang, like I'm not going back to my mom's house. Like they're about to leave. They're going back to her house and I'm staying here. And I was like, yeah, I couldn't have done the military. That's the first thing that came to my head. I was like, I couldn't have done it because I would have just been going like, I can't go back. There's no going back. So I was like, it was like a 2 nights after I was there. I remember I went out with like some of the soccer people and we were just in the parking lot and it was like 12 o'clock at night and I was looking in the sky. I was like, dang, I'm really in college. I did that a lot. I was like, I would just zone out. I'm like, I'm really in college. Like, I was telling myself, I'm like, I'm with strangers right now. Like, this is life now. Like, I have to adjust myself. I have to be more open. Like, this is life. Yeah.
What do you think is the best part about your classes now? Are you still fighting a little senioritis, or do you think you're in your wheelhouse now? We in second semester, you're settled. And what do you like most?
I like that this is really a dislike and a like because I like that it's a small university where we could be like more open and like we could be more personal with our professors. But
Yep.
then there's like a downside because it's like attendance. If you're not there, if you're slipping and you're having a bad day, like it's noticed. But like you can't just hide. You can't hide there. There's no hiding. Like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. When you are a big fish in a small pond. I went to a school where it was a smaller school. That it's got its benefits and it's got its drawbacks. I will say I liked it, and if I had to do all over again, I'd probably do that again. You can, just like I said, sometimes you can get lost at the big schools. Like if you in a class with 300 people, and like you and I were saying, if we didn't catch something and we got to ask the instructor, hey, can you go over that again? Okay, come to my office hours. You may have to wait a week because there's 30 people in line ahead of you. Yeah. I think this is right where we're supposed to be, Paris. This is where we need to be. Okay, so when it's all said and done, I want to know, what will people call you here on campus? Now, before you answer that, what were you known as? Were you voted anything in high school? Most likely to take her name and become an actress with the name of Paris Blade. Like, what were you voted there?
I was more like the not class clown, but more like she's funny. She has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Here, when I first came here, I had red locks, so everybody was like, "Oh, I know you because you have red hair. You have red hair." It was like a big. It was kind of like this, but a lot more and red. And they were like, "Oh yeah, Paris with the red hair, the girl with the red hair." That's what I was known as when I first got here.
Right, and then once you didn't have red, they kind of lost you. They lost you, didn't they? Like, hey, you going back to that? Because that's how I remember you now.
Yeah, a lot of them did ask me that.
Yeah. Then they don't understand. Yo, it's all right. We could change like the seasons.
Yeah.
It's all about the moods here and there. All right. So if there's anything that you say from this point on, this is where we judge you. So here's what I gotta say. This is the one. I lied to her, listeners. I told her this was gonna be nice and easy. Now I'm gonna hit her with the hard stuff. Paris. Okay. If you had an opportunity to get $500 million, or you could help 20 families here in Austin, what you gonna take?
I'm gonna take the $500 million. I'm gonna use it towards my tuition, and then with the rest of the money, I'll give it to the families.
Okay. See, I thought I was gonna mess you up there, and you fell for it. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay to want for yourself. What you do with the money, nobody knows what you're gonna do with that money. You can help more than 20 families. Yeah. But sometimes we want to fake. I was just trying to see if you was going fake and be like, oh, I want to help the families. Come on, man. You know you want that money.
Yeah. I don't know why people do that. It's because it's like in college, I've also learned like it's you for yourself. Like you have to do for yourself.
Whenever you're on a plane, Paris, what's the first thing they tell you? In the event of an emergency, there's going to be oxygen masks that's going to fall from the ceiling. Put it on yourself first before you try to help others. Don't nobody complain about that. We know that to be pretty smart. Take care of yourself first so you can help someone else.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But I like you didn't even hesitate. The best part about that is we know what kind of a person you are. So you're not you don't mess around. You don't tiptoe around it. You don't walk on eggshells. You seem pretty authentic. Let me tell you, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do unapologetically. Would that be a good review?
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. They tell me even like I could be lost and they'll be like, you just look like you know where you're going. I'm like, I don't know how, but I'm lost right
now. What is your dream car?
That's really crazy because like my boyfriend, he asked me that yesterday, but my dream car is I like Jeeps and I have a Jeep now, but I want a Jeep Wrangler. I want it to be all black and I want it to have red interior.
Oh, man, I like that. You got that strawberry interior. Okay, I like it. You know, I'm surprised, especially because I was telling you I was in the military. Man, we all buy Jeeps. I'm surprised I never bought one. I was an Army dude though, so we either buy Ford Mustangs We bought Camaros. What else? What else is stereotypical that we did? Well, a bunch of us had Broncos. The old Ford Bronco, not this new one.
Well, I like those though. I like Broncos.
You gonna take it the way it is, or are you gonna modify it? Which ones?
Oh,
How
I
do
was
you
gonna
like
modify it. Get some mud tires.
it? Yes, ma'am. Put a little lift kit on it. Yeah, okay. Then you doing what I'm doing. Now, would you be riding around since you're a Jeep lady? You taking the doors off? Because they made sure that you could do that on it.
No, I don't know. It's like that's cool, that's cute, but that's somewhere like the safari. That's a safari vibe for me, and it's like riding around in Texas with that or Florida. Yeah, Florida, but that's a rare day, not every
Yes,
day.
I'm in agreement. I also thought about the other driver.
Yeah,
I might want a little more protection just in case. I done been in some fender benders, and a lot of times it's a distracted driver, someone that wasn't paying attention, and I needed all that steel around me to get up out here.
yeah.
Have you ever rode a motorcycle, or would you?
No, I never rode a motorcycle. I don't think, and I don't think I would, cause I don't know. It's too scary for me. I don't know how people do it. It's just too much for me.
I'm a motorcycle rider. I'm a biker boy. Your dad know about that. I'm a biker boy, meaning I've been doing it since at least that movie came out.
Mhm.
But I done been in some accidents, and it wasn't all because of me, like I was telling you. And nowadays, so I don't mind dating myself here. I rode before smartphones came out, and I'm gonna tell you, whenever I'm on my motorcycle and I see a car swerving, a Jeep, a black Jeep with red interior, the first thing I say is, oh, well, first thing I say is that girl got red hair. And the second thing I say is, she on her phone. I come up and I can see it. Before I even get up there, I'm like, I bet they on their phone. I pull up next to them, their head is down on the phone. And that, I'm telling you, I love doing it, but that takes the fun out of it. I don't even ride as much as I used to. I used to ride that thing I used to live, remember we was talking about Boston up north? I rode year round. Like it would snow and they cleared the roads. And so there's snow off to the side, but the ground was dry. So I rode my motorcycle. It's cold though. Oh, it was cold.
I wouldn't ride a motorcycle here in Austin. I wouldn't even ride a nice car here because I'm not gonna lie, the people do not know how to drive here. It's so crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Like,
No, you're right. Well, I don't live in downtown Austin. I'm up north. So we
yeah,
got a
up
little more
north,
space
yeah.
up here. I'm hill country.
Okay.
So I want to know, what is your favorite genre of movies? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna look. Yep, I'm gonna stand by this. You're a horror movie person.
No, I don't like horror movies.
Oh, way off on that one. Then now I gotta know.
I love Marvel movies and I like rom-coms, like teen rom-coms.
I was gonna say that at first. Dang it, man. I should have said it. See, that's when you second guess yourself. You're always wrong, man. I literally was gonna say. I was gonna say you like those mushy stuff. So Marvel. Okay. Did you like the Avengers series, or you like individual people?
I like individual people. I don't like what do you mean by series? Like the stuff on Netflix?
Yeah. When they were a group, I know. Black Widow had her standalone. Iron Man had his standalone. Captain America, Thor, they all had their standalone movies. Or do you like it when they're together as a group? Is what you really like in Marvel?
No, I like both. I like how like Marvel played it out like that. Like they would have movies where they would come together and then they'll tell you their story. Because you would be like, well, who is Black Widow? And then they come in, they tell you who she is. I like that. Like that's what I love most about Marvel. But now I feel like the new Marvel movies aren't gonna be as good because like the characters are dying off.
Man, I'm kind of along the same lines as you. I can't say I'm as hyped. There's like two things I ain't even seen yet. Blue Beetle is out. Your boy ain't seen that yet. Madam Web is out. Your boy ain't seen that at. But before, I probably couldn't have gone a week. And I felt like I was missing out on something with them all. Did you like Black Panther and what they did with Black Panther?
Yes, I was very sad that he died though. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I liked Black Panther. It was just sad that he died. Everybody was fantasizing over Michael B. Jordan.
No, real talk. I was hoping they could have brought him back to life. I'm not against the sister. Was her name Sherry?
I don't even remember their name.
Siri, I don't remember her name, but I was hoping maybe what was the little the blue flower juice, that little Smurf juice. Hopefully, it could have done something and brought Michael B. Jordan back. I was like, oh, we good now.
And then he'll be a good guy. Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I mean, he had good intentions about taking care of. Now, what can we say? Yo, he was a bad boy. But maybe we could have got some good out of him every now and then. He come out of Wakanda, do some good, then he go back to Wakanda. Because he's like, yo, I'm a bad boy, but I help y'all save the world. But then I'm going back because y'all don't want me out here. Like, maybe he could have done that.
The hey auntie.
Yeah. Okay, so then I want to come back. You said rom-coms. You played a little basketball. Loving basketball? Love Jones? What's your favorite rom-com? Sleepless in Seattle? What's your favorite rom-com?
I like Love and Basketball, but that's not number one. It used to be number one, but I like kind of like some series on Netflix, like what is that called? It's Exo Kitty, like stuff like that. I like stuff like that. Kiss and Booth. Yeah, I like stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, when y'all gonna get a soccer rom-com? I mean, we had the Love and Basketball.
I know, right?
Yeah, y'all. I mean, it's like the biggest sport in the world. And here in America, I know it's not the number one sport, but I mean, we could do something. And we could.
They probably have that, probably over in Spain or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. All right. You have one opportunity to have dinner, and you can bring 5 people, dead or alive. Who you bringing?
My boyfriend. That's it.
No, yo, I am. What did I say when we started episode 144? I can't say I've asked everybody, but see, I knew that, Paris. I'm glad I said that earlier. You are like, you're your own person. You said, yo, I say it, I stick with it, I own it. I love that, Paris. Forget that. I don't need 4 other spots. I'm gonna have some one-on-one time with my boo. I love it. I wish I would have said that. Hey, I'm at home doing this. When I get out of here, I'm gonna go say that to my wife. So thank you for that. Appreciate you putting me up on game. Like, girl, if I had a chance for 5 people in this world, dead or alive, I'm leaving 4 out and I'm just dining with you. Oh, I'm gonna nail that. Matter of fact, let's shut this down right now and let me go use that right now because I think I can nail it. Now that's cool. Paris, I like you. I really like that. That was an amazing answer. Make sure, yo, I think he got mentioned twice. Make sure your boyfriend check out this episode because, man, your boyfriend getting some shout outs. But that's a great answer. I really like that. I bet a lot of listeners too are like, man, I wish I would have thought. Hey, listen, y'all got it now. Paris just put us all up on game. So go. She didn't trademark that or copyright it. Thank you, Paris. Thank you for helping us off. All right. I don't even know where to go with that because no one has ever nailed that. I done had authors. I done had millionaires up here. Man, you're awesome, Paris Blade. That was such a great answer. All right. We're going to come back to one other little question that I normally like to ask people. You are the person that's going to have the opportunity to be the very first human on Mars to walk on the planet. Are you going to take it?
No.
I've never asked anyone this. I've been holding this one but I thought I'd give it to you. But it's tough.
Yeah, I would say no because I mean there is somebody out there who actually want to do that for real, and that's never ever touched my mind.
Don't waste it on me. You know what my answer was? Normally, I like to let people, but I like you, Paris. I like to let people say stuff, and then I go on to the next one. But I want to share with you. I'm like you. I would not want to be the first person because a lot of stuff could go wrong, and I'm gambling with my life for what? I was living a good life, doing whatever I was trying to do, and I shouldn't have stepped out of my lane. So, kind of to your point, I'm gonna leave that to the people who want to do that.
Yeah,
I'm good. I don't have to chase that kind of fame.
Yeah.
Now, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. If you're not familiar, it's a principle stating that everyone knows someone that knows someone, and we're all a little more interconnected than we know. So in that, I want to know who's the most interesting person that you know, and what will you do to help me get them on this podcast? Doesn't have to be the most famous. Doesn't have to be the richest. Interesting, like they interest you.
Like that I know personally.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring you back to my dad. Yeah, my dad. He's definitely one of the most interesting people I know.
Wow. Okay.
He'll give you raw, uncut, authentic answers.
Okay. So then, what you gonna do to help me? You'll put in a word?
Yes, I will. I'll actually send it to him.
Okay, then I guess we gonna get a shot at the dad. You know, I'm trying to think. I've gotten a lot of things. I think you're the first person that's offered up their dad. I've gotten 1 or 2 moms. So kudos to him. Kudos to you, Dad, if you're listening to this. I had an episode, the world's it was called Our Favorite Uncle. And he wanted his uncle, who's like 88 years old, lived down in the South, lived through segregation, and I can't wait for that opportunity with him. I've done a gentleman who was on The Voice and America's Got Talent and American Idol, and even he didn't say, but you, okay. I'm excited because that tells me he's an interesting dude. And I want to give him some props on raising such an amazing young lady there. You're a cool cat. You cool beans, Paris Blade. Now, I want to come back to something that's a little divisive as our last question. I can't believe the time has flown like this, but that's good for me because I love when I'm having fun. Who's the best athlete in the family?
Definitely, like amongst us, or like my dad included. Like
Him included. I mean, it's all right. He probably only played that one sport, football. Boo! Look at you. You played it all.
I probably will say like it's between me and him, but I would say me because like I don't know. I would say me.
Yeah. You got range. Girls, you did. I mean, you were shot. You were a thrower. You did basketball. You did volleyball. Here you're playing soccer. You know, I would say it's you. And that's also a compliment to him because, you know, what do? Our parents struggled so hard to give us opportunities. And he may not have had the opportunity to realize all of this. But because he was able to give you the opportunity, yo, you got the title.
Yeah. One thing about my dad, though, I'm not going to lie. He'll tell you this is so. It was never really a struggle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I want it to be like that for my kids, too. Like, it's not a struggle.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't even have to be that way, for real. I think it should. I don't know. But my dad, he never made it a struggle for us. And my grandparents, they didn't make it a struggle for him. If they needed it, he got it.
Yo, I like that. So let's stay that.
Oh, wait, you're breaking up again.
Let me write this down.
And you're froze.
Man, I don't know what is going on. I still show that I got a strong signal. I'll give it a second. Let me know when it unfreezes. Did it unfreeze?
No, it just froze again.
God,
okay, you're on froze now.
I said I gave you the last question, but I just want to back up. What do you think is the best thing that you have learned from what you just said about your grandparents, for your dad to you? What's going to make you an amazing parent one day that you've learned from all of them?
Just because it happened to them or it happened to like other people doesn't mean it has to happen to your kids. Like anything that I've experienced that I didn't like doesn't mean I have to put that on my kids. Like I want them to know, like, be educated and know right from wrong. Like they don't have to. There's no struggle. Like I want them to know. I
Yeah.
got you.
Oh, I like that. Paris Blade, you are officially off the hot seat, and I enjoyed my time here. Is there any social media, anything you want to offer? If now some of the listeners want to follow or keep in touch, you got any items you wanted to offer?
My Instagram is Perry Dior, PARIIDIOR.
That's cool. That's cool.
And that's it.
Let them follow. And now let's see. I need to come out. I got to make it to a soccer game. I'm actually kind of connected to the soccer program. I know somebody else. So now that I know two people on the soccer team, I'm gonna have to make it to a game, because this would be pretty embarrassing if I don't come see y'all play. You promised me though, I'm gonna get a little pushing and shoving. You're gonna play it to the contact.
I got you.
Be like, hey, y'all see that? I knew she was gonna throw that elbow. No, I'm joking. I know. I'm here for the header. Though. What was that?
I said he has an Android, so I don't know about camera quality.
This is cool. This is cool. Thanks a lot, Paris. We had a blast. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.